I'm gonna do that now. I'm gonna hit record. Any shout outs? Wave your hand if you wanna say something. You guys are so boring. I'm just kidding. I'd like to give myself a shout out. No, I'm just kidding. Well, I would like to say this is my first time drinking wine in like 8 days. So I'm just kidding. This is my first time drinking a glass of wine this week, and it tastes really good. I was really excited about this call, but I don't know if I was more excited about my glass of wine. I think it was about the same. Okay. So guys, we actually do have an agenda here. I wanted to say that I found some notes from a celebration a couple years ago where Tony Robbins was one of our speakers. And it was 2017 celebration, and it was probably one of my favorite celebrations. I feel like I say that every event though. I'm like, this is the best one. And I was just texting with some of our teammates, and I was like, I just have a feeling this celebration coming up is gonna be the best celebration. But I really feel like every event, it's just like you can't compare it to the last, and it just keeps getting better and better and better. And then all of a sudden you bump into your old notebook from 2017 and you're like, oh man, that was good. That was the best one. But, you know, something I wanted just to really quickly, I have a couple things I want to share, and then I want to pass it on to a few of you. Like Angela, I know I really want her to share some real quick verbiage on, you know, she's PAYDIS director. She earned that a couple weeks ago, and how she's now since then created 2 more consultants. So I really think that you guys are going to find value in just what her language is. And it's just simple. And that's the beauty of this business, is we don't need to overcomplicate anything. But as you guys know, we should not rely on posting and pray. That should not be the primary source of how we're building a business, okay? And who listened to Andrea's morning call last week? Was it last Wednesday? About building community. So guys, if you haven't listened to it, I encourage you all to go back and listen, or even re-listen. Oops, I'm gonna read plans again.
Huh? She smells Ben's dog.
So I encourage you to go back and listen to it. And what I love is Andrea will just make it super simple. She's like, just get a walking group together. Serve the man hydrate. Like, you don't need to make it this scary thing by building community. You know, yeah, sip and samples are awesome, but it doesn't even need to be that like profound. It can just be getting people together. And what happens when you get new people together is naturally and organically, you share a little bit about you. You share that you are building a side hustle. You know, you share that you're chasing big dreams and you're on your way to retiring your husband, or you've fallen in love with you've never felt better in your life and you're paying it forward and helping other people. You know, that happens when you build community. And so I wanted just to give you guys a quick tip on what works for me. And this is what I've been doing from the very beginning when I first started building a business 5 years ago. I didn't get out of the house a lot because I had a 5-month-old baby. I was going through a divorce. I didn't have a lot of help. So I would do a lot of virtual groups. So you guys have heard me say this. I've created a couple different baby groups. It's how Angela and I met. Carrie, I know, I didn't think. Carrie and I met each other on a part-time Facebook group in Atlanta, part-time job group. I do a lot on LinkedIn, just here and there. I'll post or I'll message people that have a similar professional background. But guys, the big thing that I'll do is I'll use the Nextdoor app. And all of you guys should have Nextdoor, okay? So it's an app and it's free. And what I've done is, you guys have seen this, I've created a community group of divorced women. People that are either remarried or divorced. That's my niche, right? I mean, I'm remarried, it's not like I'm whatever, but I have a lot of passion in connecting with other women that know the feeling of when your daughter is about to go with your husband for 8 days. And for me, I actually really, truly would love to connect with other women where I don't feel like I'm on my own island. So it's something I'm really like, I feel really good about, and I don't want them to feel like they're on their own island. So what I've done is there's different groups, local groups throughout Facebook that you guys have in your area too. Whether it's a mom group, that everyone has a huge ass moms group in your Facebook community somewhere, or you have a running group, right? So what I did in this huge group I was already in is I said, guys, I've created a group for divorced women or women that are remarried and co-parenting, just so people don't feel like they're on their own island. If you have any interest, if you've gone through this or you're in this season of life right now, please feel free to friend me, and I'd love to add you to this group. You guys, we have like 50 members right now in this group. I'm planning our first to get together. What I also did is I did the same post on Nextdoor app. And I said, I've created this Facebook community for people going through a divorce or co-parenting or blah, blah, blah. If you have interest, my profile name is Amanda Edwards Ham. Please friend me, and I would be glad to add you. It is a Facebook community, and the thought is we're going to be mixing and mingling and getting together. So clearly, you guys, not a lot of you are divorced. I hope you're not, right? Or going through a divorce or will go through a divorce. But I'm just showing you, find a niche. Maybe you love to run. Maybe you love to walk. You know, guys, it's just building relationships. So I'm just telling you guys, it's not as complicated as it may seem to go get out there and meet new people. Does that kind of help, just like how I went about doing that? Does that help you guys? Angela, I know you and I had talked about it, and I used to think I have to go to the Atlanta Chamber of Commerce, and I'm like, no, that sounds way too complicated. I don't need to go to a business networking event. I've done that, you guys, and I'm not saying don't do that, but I'm saying I have way more success just having a casual group and getting to know people, and then seeing that I have a heart and I have passion and I'm not a BSer, right? So that's the name of the game. Get out there and meet people, right? So anyway, one thing too that I went back and looked at my notes, and Susan Sly said, posting and praying. If you're going to post, she said, start thinking about doing Facebook Lives. They get way more traction than any post and than any just plain video, a live video. And if you need ideas on what to say, you can do a post about recognition. Maybe someone on your team that's done something fantastic and you're really inspired by them. You could do an interview, a split interview. And if you want to practice, do it on Residual Rockstar. Remember Sarah, remember when I interviewed you on my page, our page? We figured that out somehow, and I don't even know how to do it anymore. But I'd love to see our team go back to doing things where we're interviewing each other and again, practice on Residual Rockstar page. But these are just ideas. They said do success stories. Do personal development stuff, something that you're learning, or maybe a season of life you're going through and you want to just share and be open with people. The deal is people connect when they hear you emotionally and they see that you're being vulnerable, people feel drawn to us. They really do. So just if you want to shake it up, that's just an example. And guys, I'm scared hopeless of doing a live video. You guys have not seen me do one in a long time. So I am preaching to myself. I'm not like, you need to all do this. I'm telling myself, you need to do it. And I get inspired by Angela, who's she's so good at it. I'm like, you need to do live videos all the time. And here I am not doing any. So, I just had to say that. And I really liked that. I really liked what I read there. But the biggest thing is really the 3 C's. And what that means is, going out and connecting with people and reaching out to people that you think would be amazing at this as a business. And if you don't know what to say, go to the Residual Rockstar page and type the 3 C's. And it really will give you a template on how to be normal and not a weirdo, and just reach out to people. You know what I mean? So I'm shutting up now. I want to ask, Andrea had a call last night with our 3 winners of last month's people that plugged in the most to our Get calls. And she had a mindset call. And the winners were Elisa again, Sarah Nash again, and Emily Vermeer. And I really would love to hear, I know Emily sounded like you would be open to sharing, or just briefly, and I'm going to unmute you. I think you may need to unmute yourself too on your end. But Emily, are you open just to sharing with us for a minute or two? What was the call about? What was your takeaway? Because you guys seemed like you guys were really loving it. And I loved your feedback just from earlier today.
Yeah. So Sarah, Elisa, and I met with Andrea last night, and it was all about mindset, which was awesome. And it kind of sent me, I've been thinking about it ever since. And it really hit me harder than I thought it was going to after the fact. So Andrea kind of touched on how easy it is for us to like we can teach people how to become a consultant. We can teach people to race to exec. We can teach people about the products that we have because we have the tools right at our fingertips. But when it comes to mindset, it can be a little bit more difficult. And it's not right at our fingertips all the time. And there's kind of a mind game to it. And it's so easy for us to build ourselves up and then we can get knocked right back down. And she touched on how can we overcome that, and how can we spin things to retrain our mindset and get back on track. And it kind of went back to this main question that she asked us before the call. And she sent us a text before the call and said, I have a question that I want you guys to be able to answer before the call. And the question was, and Sarah, you might have to jump in and help me out, but it was, what have you decided for your business moving forward? Is that right, Sarah?
Oops, you need to unmute yourself,
Sorry.
Sarah. I unmuted you, but you got to click unmute on your little box.
Is she on?
You there? Nope.
No.
I don't know why we can't hear you.
What's going on?
I have you unmuted. Wait, let me try again. Now talk, Sarah. No.
It's not working. But anyway, sorry. It was like, what have you 100% decided for your business? And it was, I was like, I don't know. I started way overthinking it. And she put in her message, she's like, deciding means to cut off. So what are you going to cut off for your business? So we all shared what our decision was for our business moving forward. And what was great for me and what I took away from it was that mainly everything that we were talking about was all similar. So there was this huge connection all around that I thought I always think I'm soloed out. And so in my mindset, I see everyone being successful on our Facebook pages and on their Facebook pages. And then my mindset can get deflated by that because I'm comparing. And so then I'm like, well, they're doing this, but we don't see the other side of that. Mm-hmm. So when I heard Sarah's decision and then I compared that with my decision, it was like right on track and very, very similar. So that just was a realization to me that, we all have similar mindsets, even though we don't see it because we're not one-on-one with each other all the time. So she asked us what our decisions were, and it all lined up. So I wanted just to throw that back on everybody else for what your decision is for your business. What are you going to decide to cut off so you can continue to grow your business? And that really kind of shifted me into a different way of thinking. And it also just brought back that realization that we all go through the same different shifts of mindset. And then today I've been thinking about this. I do a lot better when I have someone keeping me accountable, and it's easy to do that with business, and it's easy to do that with the products. But when it comes to mindset, like, I think it's nice to bounce things off of people. So I was thinking, like, if there was anyone that would be interested in doing this, that I could start it up, or however we wanted to do it, would be an accountability partner per se. I said like a mindset mentor, but if anyone wants to, like, we have days where we need to check each other, or you need to be checked, or whatever, some reality. Or if you need someone to encourage you, like maybe you're having a bad day and you can just shoot someone, your partner, like an encouraging words of affirmation, or a meme that you think is going to be, something to lift them up so we can build each other up. And it can turn out to be whatever that relationship grows to be. But I thought that I would benefit so much from it, just to, because sometimes just hearing words from someone like Andrea, we were telling her, what our not issues, but what our things, our decisions were. And she was like spinning it. And we were like, that's because her mindset was in a different place in that moment than ours were. So having someone to bounce that off of would be huge. So I can post something tomorrow, and anyone that's interested, we can see about pairing people up if anyone wants to do that.
Oh my gosh, I love it. And people are going nuts. So a lot of people are interested in that, Emily. So I think that's a brilliant idea. Absolutely love it. And it reminds me of having a message with one of you guys. We were just talking about objections. And guys, I get objections and rejections all freaking day long. And I said something to this person. I said, for every 10 no, every 10th no, there was a hell yes right around the corner. And guys, celebrate the no's. That means you're actually taking action. And if if you don't know what to say for certain objections, I have put a file on Residual Rockstars page for common objections. I happen to love objections, and I know most of you know that about me. I really do. I'm like, bring it on. Here's what I say about objections. If you're going to get an objection and someone's like, sorry, I'm not into a diet or whatever. No, I don't like shakes. No, I don't like this. And you're like, okay, no problem. Never just say no problem. You can say totally fine. And I've said this before, the feel, felt, found method, right? You know what's funny? Like, I totally get it. No, I'll never pressure you. I will say I felt the same way. I thought that this was just going to be drinking shakes all the time. I will say it's actually allowed me to be even more creative with my meals and my snacks. I eat food more than I ever have. Just something to think about, but I support you no matter what, and I wish you all of the best. I never let someone give me an objection without going back and giving them something to think about. That's how it's going to always go down for me. Oh, I don't do diets. Yeah, I don't either. That's fine. You can do what you want. But the reason I've been able to stay not, blow up like I used to. I'll say this as someone that we're talking that way. That's not how I don't even like to talk about weight, but it's because it's not a diet. So just make sure, I never walk away with my tail between my legs. I go out with dignity. And if you get an objection and you're not sure the best way to handle it, come to me and I will help you, because I will at least go back and give them something to think about in a very diplomatic way. So you're not alone. I've talked to someone who is a physician, and I had 2 people lined up. I talked to all 3 of them. They were going to come as an instant consultant last year. And guess what they did? I spent literally 2 hours on the phone with them. They all ordered on Amazon. And you know what? I just had to laugh. And this is what goes back to Emily having her call about mindset. And if you let yourself get so affected, this is going to be a hard business. But if you can laugh and you can be like, you know what? I did everything I could do. Then guess what? You are going to find your person in the next conversation. But if you let yourself get so affected that you end up being like, I need to take a break, and you're giving your space to your Isagenix business, your Isagenix business is going to go down like that, and your mindset's going to keep going with you. So just know you're never alone. I get objections all the flipping time, and I love them, and I love no's because I know I'm actually being proactive. So celebrate them and know that you're never, ever, 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 ever alone. Andrea, for instance, guys, she led up the Take Back Breakfast Challenge, right? Which we got this brilliant idea from Stephanie and Claire. Guess what? Not one person did Andrea enroll for this. Not one. Guess who hasn't complained once? Andrea. Because that's just not in our DNA. She'll like barely complain to me. And she's like, dude, I didn't even get one enrollment. Like we laugh together. And I'm telling you, when you build this with ease and you can just say, it's fine. But when you stress about it, or you're like, then people aren't going to be attracted to that. People are going to be attracted to people that are happy. They're like, fine, dude, I don't need you. It's going to happen. And the more you go out there and you meet your people and you have a positive face on and you know that your people are there, they're going to be there. Something that I love that Susan Sly said is you can't get Lisa DeMeo, for those that don't know her, is a massively successful woman within Isagenix. She's a little bit, like, she's older than like your Emily Vavra. She's gorgeous, is intelligent, articulate. She does great, more than great with Isagenix. And Susan Sly said, you cannot get Lisa DeMeo results if you don't do her activities. And, you know, what did the one line wrote? You will fail if you unplug. So if you're not consistent and you're not plugging in, then you can't complain about the activities that you're not doing or the result you're not getting. So keep that mindset. And I promise, the more that you just know and you can feel it, that your people are coming, and the more you are pushing outside of your comfort zone, they're going to come. And then you get excited. This is what's happened with me from the beginning, guys. I am so excited of who's coming into my business. And I know I have I've just scratched the surface. I feel that in my heart, and I know everyone listening to me can feel that I really feel that it's just getting started. And I just am so excited about it. And I remember when my legs went even, right? I used to have a very strong team leg, and now I build both legs. I was like, you know what? It gives me more incentive to work even harder. And it's all on how you choose to look at this business. So I hope for you guys, that gives you a little good, like, I got this, man. It is about the attitude. It's about the mindset. It's about what you're projecting. And it's about how consistent you are. That's just the honest to God truth. You know, one of the things that I loved that I got from this celebration in 2017 is, and I want everyone to remember this, okay, is what is the ticket to massive success in this business? I'm going to tell you guys right now, okay? It's be here, still, actively plugged in a year from today. Be here. Because a lot of you won't be here. Be here and stay plugged in. There's been so many times I've gotten doors slammed in my face, not literally, but you know, we all could have walked away, but I'm here, damn it, and I'm not going anywhere. I want you guys to have the mindset that I am here. And I want to look around and say, all of you made that choice. You decided that you're cutting out the distractions, and you decided to be here, right? Let's just be here. So that's the ticket to success. So Angela, I would love if you wouldn't mind sharing. Sorry guys, I got off on a little tangent. I told you I just had to share some of these things. I'm like so excited. I'm like seeing your growth. I'm seeing a lot of you just, I don't know, I just get really like, I just am passionate. And I know you guys know that. I just get really excited about what we have. And when you have that excitement, when you have that passion, you don't have to worry about your business and your future. So get that excitement. Get that excitement. But I really want Angela, if you don't mind, Angela, would you just share your verbiage on just creating consultants? What is working for you? Because I feel like you've gotten to a place of just really building it with ease. And would you be open to sharing with us what's been working for you?
Sure. My stomach's getting all tight right now. I don't know why.
That's okay. That's a good thing. I get like that.
I wouldn't say that it's with ease by any means. I'm getting there. But ultimately, I cannot stress enough, Amanda, like everything you're saying regarding just consistency. Love Emily, the mindset, because mindset is literally everything. I actually talked about on my Instagram today that it just hasn't been a good mindset day for me. And I come from a psychology background, and just, really coming in with yourself and realizing how can I bring myself back to that state of getting back into that positive mindset, right? So I love that. I think the accountability group will be amazing for that, because this job and entrepreneurship is hard. And when I came in, like the roller coaster, like I knew it was going to be ups and downs. And coming in that and knowing is crucial, because yeah, success in this type of thing isn't overnight by any means. And you can have an awesome week, an awesome month, and then, you know, it can be a drought. And I've talked to so many people about that, so I prepare my mind for things like that to happen. But regarding consultants, you know, I was really gunning for director, as a lot of our team knows, and I was really throwing in incentives. So as Amanda knows, when I started, it was a lot for me to start on a mom bundle. And she, like, the customer service, she went above and beyond and was like, Angela, I'm going to throw in some protein chips for you. So she threw in like an extra, whatever, like $25, $28 of what that was. And that stood out to me because she put customer first. And so if I've been seeing somebody watching me and supporting me throughout my journey so far, I'm willing to give them some of my commission back, because I have this intuition that if you treat people good and make them feel worthy and make them feel important, they're going to stick around. They're going to be a long-term customer / consultant. And I've already have had that blossom just very recently. And then just being honest with them. So this week I was telling Amanda that I know I'm going to make it through, because there's days you're not going to want to do it. You're going to want to be doing something else. I was at a park with my daughter, had a call with somebody. She was trying to figure out how to enroll her sister. I talked to her like an hour another day trying to tell her. She still couldn't figure it out. So I talked to her at the park, then dropped Isla off and headed to the gym, and then got another call at the gym. So I came back home to once again help, because things that we don't want to do, guys, is what's going to stand us apart for these customers and make them stay, because they know that we truly and genuinely care about them and their journey. So I FaceTimed both this lady and her sister that was over. They're not very good at technology, so that was a huge, obviously, aspect with it. And we walked through the steps, and I explained to her, you know, this summer promotion we have going on with the $150 Crystal consultant. And she is not yet a consultant this week, but when I got off the phone, I even saw on FaceTime she was lit up. And when I told her she would earn back $350 by, you know, if she found somebody else by Sunday, she was like, I'm going to find somebody. Like, money motivates people. Money motivates me. So keeping that in mind, and then just trying to break it down. And like Amanda always says, don't be weird about it. I love the saying, food always tastes better free. So I'm always like, honestly, like, I'm going to eat it anyways. So why don't I get this food for free? And it serves my body. So I say that to people, and they're like, yeah, no, you're right. Everything free tastes better. It's awesome when you get free things. So I think that's the main thing, you know, just really putting yourself in people's shoes, making sure that you know, are providing good customer service, making them feel important, and then just showing them, you know, your enthusiasm around your business, around the product, because like I tell all my friends, if I didn't believe in this, there's no way I'd be able to sell it. People can typically tell if you're a bullshitter. And when we're passionate about what we do and the products that we take, people are going to realize that, and they're going to come around. Just like you said, Camille, some girl last year said no to you, but you stuck it out for another year. So she's like, man, she must really love it. She's been here for a year, you know? So honestly, that, I mean, even myself, like when I see somebody, if they've been doing it for a while, I'm like, okay, I'll take it for serious, you know? So yeah, those are my kind of tidbits. But just really like caring for those people and trying to go above and beyond really has helped me, I guess.
I love that. Oh my God, I feel it too. Can't you guys feel her authenticity? It's just like it's so evident. And Angela's heads down, you guys. Like she's doing it. She's doing it. She's not making excuses. So we're so proud of you. You're killing it. I love that. I love, just showing you're passionate and you're authentic. And something that I took away from the celebration 2 years ago is Audrey McLeod said, stop pushing our agenda and start listening to people's desires. And I think so often we worry so much about what we're going to say and not what someone's really dealing with. And at the end of the day, like we are uncovering problems. That's what we're doing, is we're uncovering problems, which to me, that's what prospecting is. We're uncovering problems and we're then offering solutions. So that means we're good listeners and we're showing that we're consistent, and we're not just here one day and out for the next month and then like, oh, I'll just do, don't be afraid to believe in this. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to share a financial transformation story. It's okay, be proud. And it may feel weird at first, but once you're consistently proud, and you're just going to feel it, especially if you've never been to an event, or maybe you've only been to 1 or 2. There's something about getting to your 3rd and 4th, and you're just like, you're gonna leave celebration and you're going to be 10 feet taller and bulletproof. And I'm going to tell you right now, you need to stay there. The ones that stay there and come again next year are the ones that are going to have that massive success. So we're going to wrap up really quick soon, but I really wanted to pass it to Morgan, because Morgan had something cool just kind of along the whole lines of what we're talking about. Morgan, do you still want to share for a minute? Let me unmute you, sorry. I think I have you unmuted. I'm going to unmute your other line. Okay, there we go. I think you're unmuted.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good?
Yes.
Good? Okay, awesome. Yeah, so we were texting the other night and just sharing. One of the biggest things I've been thinking about is it's summer. Like, we're all busy, right? Everyone we're talking to is busy. But this is the time of year when we really want to stay consistent. Like, consistency, it's the name of the game. It's what we do. But being consistent, too, is also like, if you're going to go out to that party and you might be bringing something, and in the winter you would have bought protein balls, make them for the summer party, right? Like, be consistent in what you're doing and in your lifestyle and sharing it on social media. Like, I know we can all get caught up in, especially think about the 4th, right? That holiday weekend, but that just kicks off the summer. Like, there's summer parties all along. There's weddings, there's everything that's going on. So really, really stay consistent. Staying consistent, making sure you're visible, making sure that you're a product of the product for whatever level you want to be at, right? Like, when people see you, do you have your shaker cup filled with water that day? Is that how you're going to be consistent? Are you showing everybody every day that you're still doing this, regardless of what life throws at you, regardless of what season it brings? Are you still here? Are you still doing it? Are you being consistent? I just think, I was saying, I just saw a lot of, like, over the place. It was like, are people really staying consistent with the summer, or are they just going to brush it off and jump back in when it's convenient?
Love it. That's so aligned to what we're talking about this call, and it's so spot on. Corey Kinnear, if you guys don't know that name, she's hilarious. She's like the most sarcastic person in the world. She spoke at a celebration and had F-bombs coming out of her mouth. I think Kathy Cooper had like 5 panic attacks. But it was hilarious. Corey Kinnear was like, she brings her Cleanse Her Life bottle everywhere, and she fills it with water. She just drinks out of her huge Cleanse Her Life bottle is her water bottle. And she's like, dude, I don't care. Pizza conversation starter. I'm like, that's how she talks. She's hilarious. Anyway, I think that's just such a great message and such a great way to end the call, guys. It's just being consistent, being a product of the product, and knowing that it doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what you say. It's really how you say it. It's getting on the phone with people. It's letting them hear your voice. If you're going back and forth over text messaging, do it over audio so they can hear you. If you don't know how to do that, practice. People just need to hear that we're authentic. And I adore you all, and I'm so excited. We're going to do July, not next Wednesday, but the following. We're going to do a prep call for celebration and just kind of answering questions, any questions that you guys have, making sure you all feel really organized and excited. And I want to root on Amy Bruton, who's pushing for 1 star. Amy, you're going to do it. I know it. And Stephanie Bullock, who's going to, I know, hit 2 star. Claire, I know, can hit 1 star. And Angela can hit 1 star. I know it. And anybody else who's pushing for something, and Morgan, did I say you were already, Morgan? I think I did, right? Did I say Morgan? Morgan 1 star too, right? So if you guys are pushing for something, don't be shy. Don't be shy to throw it out there so we can all support you. But y'all have a great night, and we'll talk really soon. See you guys. Bye.